It's the next day. Brandon left the room and went to his bedroom as soon as I told him he had a son, and we haven't seen him until now. Brandon walks in. How are you feeling?
Could be better.
Look, I know it was a shock, but give it time, and it'll sink in.
I need to leave, Whitney.
You have a son. You have responsibilities. You can't just walk away from that. It's cruel.
Whitney, that kid is not my son.
I thought you'd say that. Mike! Mike walks in with a grin and a piece of paper. He puts it down on the kitchen countertop in front of Brandon.
Ta-da! Weep it and smoke it.
What's this?
I knew you denied being Leo's father, so 2 days ago, while you were asleep, one of my men took your hair sample.
What? Why? What do you have planned here?
We wanted it so we could send it to my doctor's office.
Again, I'm confused here.
We wanted to do a DNA test, so that sheet of paper proves that you're Leo's father. I start cleaning up the kitchen.
What do you expect me to do with this information, Whitney?
It's pretty apparent, bud.
Not to me, it isn't.
Ow, we're dumb.
Look, I need answers.
She wants you to bond with your son.
Well, I can't do that. No, that's not the right word. I won't do that.
It's fair enough. Let's ask no more questions. I hope that's the case for you, buddy, or else,
Mike crosses his neck to suggest Brandon will die. Meanwhile, I glare at Mike. He looks away. Leo's a little boy, Brandon. He's always asked about you. He's dreamed of having a father. He's the reason why you're here right now. Leo deserves to know you.
Oh, so you kidnapped me because a little boy wanted to know his father.
that's right. And I applaud her for it. Wait, do I? Yeah. I need to rethink that one, or I might become as terrible as you, Whitney. No thanks.
Thank you. Look, Brandon, I'd do anything for my son. For example, he could ask me to build a rocket and take him to the moon, and I'd make it. And do you know why that is?
It's because she could afford it.
No, Dick. But that is true.
Oh, I see. Leo's a manipulating shrew. Knew that kid had a touch of evil.
No, I would do all that because I love my son, and he loves me. That's unbreakable, and that's unshakable.
I don't want to know your son, Whitney.
Why not? And let's remember, he's our son.
Yeah, why the hell not? I'm kidding. Actually, no. The story is funny.
Look, I just don't. Please, leave me alone.
Brandon walks away. Mike and I look surprised. Mike makes pancakes for Leo as I pace. Leo reads a children's book. It's called The Gruffalo. He can't just say he doesn't want to know his son and leave it at that.
Look, maybe he has his reasons.
What do you mean?
Well, you haven't exactly given him time to settle on the idea of him being a father.
Of course I have. And that's not the reason, and we know it.
Whitney, you dropped a bombshell. You can't just expect him to be okay with it from the get-go. He needs time.
We don't have time. Brandon needs to bond with Leo now.
And he will. Don't put too much pressure on him.
I thought we were a team here.
Hey, we are. Brandon probably has a lot of conflicting emotions right now. So I'm just asking that you consider that before you do something stupid. Which, knowing you, you'll do.
Fine. I'll give him until the afternoon, and if he's not bonding with Leo,
You'll what?
I'll lock them up together in a room until they're best friends.
That's not fair, Whitney.
Well, tough. Life isn't fair. I walk away.
Well, this mess is about to get even more silly. I'm gonna enjoy the ride. Yeah. Yeah. That's tragic. I should stop that.
I'm with Leo. We've just baked cupcakes. We've just taken out a dozen chocolate cupcakes from the oven. Leo's eaten about 3 of them already. The plan was Brandon would see us making them and he would want to join in on the fun. But we haven't seen him in a while. It's so frustrating. He needs to bond with his son. Leo signs. Is that man really my dad? I sign back. Yes, he is. Leo signs. He doesn't like me, Mom. I sign back. Of course he does. He loves you. Leo looks resigned as if he doesn't believe it. My heart breaks a little. Brandon enters with a book. He takes a seat on the couch leading towards the kitchen. I sign for Leo to give Brandon a cupcake. Leo shakes his head, refusing. I encourage him to go. I offer him the cupcake. Leo takes it and goes to eat it. No. Think again. Leo takes the cupcake away from his mouth and walks over to Brandon. Leo offers Brandon the cupcake. Brandon doesn't even look at him. Leo looks at me. He looks heartbroken. After a beat, he puts it on the coffee table and exits upstairs. Leo, come back.
What's his problem?
What's his? What's yours? Leo's trying to make an effort, and you ignored him.
And that's my fault? How? Oh, wait, I know. It isn't. I don't remember wanting to be here, so change the way you speak to me.
You should still try to make an effort with him. He's 3, for Christ's sakes. Plus, he's your flesh and blood.
Not in here, he's not.
Brandon points to his heart. Why are you so cruel today?
Look, leave me alone. I don't want to be here, and you know the solution if you're getting sick of my attitude. Ball's in your court, so make a move or leave me the hell alone.
I'll get Leo back downstairs, and you'll make an effort with him.
Yeah, well, hell's gonna have to freeze before that happens, so nice try.
Brandon, I'm not fucking around. You'll make an effort, or I swear to God, I'll kill you. Are we clear on that, Pumpkin?
Listen to my words, Pumpkin. I want nothing to do with that kid.
A tray of cupcakes falls to the ground. Leo pushed them over on purpose. He races off, having heard everything. Sweetie, your dad didn't mean it. I go after Leo, but then come back. You better be here when I come back, or I'm slicing open your balls with a knife. I exit. Mike watches Brandon from the corner. He's just witnessed the whole event. He walks over.
Buddy, Whitney isn't Shauna.
Mike, just keep your mouth shut.
You need to be honest with her.
What did I just say?
Come on, man. You're letting your past rule your future. Not the man I know right now.
You know what? Mike, fuck off.
All right, fine. I will. But any more incidents like we've just witnessed, and I tell Whitney everything. So please, don't make me act.
Mike exits. I'm trying to talk to Leo, but he lays on the bed with his back to me. He won't turn around or communicate with me. Sweetie, don't be mad. I switch on Leo's hearing aid. Please, don't be mad at him. Leo switches his hearing aid back off. I'm frustrated. Mike knocks on the door. He walks over and tickles Leo. I switch on Leo's hearing aid.
Look who wants to talk to you.
Leo turns around. He signs. Is Grandma here? Mike signs.
No, I want to talk to you. I'm your favorite person in the whole world.
Excuse me? Mike signs.
Doesn't believe me. Do you like to break it to her, or should I do that?
Leo signs. He's right, Mom. I like him way better than you. I'm putting you up for adoption. Leo giggles out loud. Mike signs.
I think that laughter can only mean one thing. It's time for a tickle fight!
Mike starts tickling Leo. He laughs out loud and enjoys himself. Mommy wants to join in. Leo signs. No, not you two. I start to tickle Leo as he squirms and laughs out loud. There's a knock on the door. Brandon appears.
Would you mind keeping it down? I'm trying to read for Christ's sake.
Brandon exits. I've had enough of this. If Brandon wants to be cruel and not be part of his son's life, that's fine.
Whitney, don't overreact.
However, I won't let that dick talk to my kid like that in my house. He can fuck off.
What are you saying?
I'm saying I'm going to give Brandon a choice. He can make an effort with Leo or spend his life knowing he had the chance to be a father to the most incredible kid on the planet. Leo hugs me. I ruffle his head. Mike switches off Leo's hearing aid.
Whitney, talk to Brandon before you make your decisions. Some things need to be said. You need to speak to him.
I need to do nothing. It was a mistake introducing Brandon to Leo. Brandon doesn't want to connect with him. It's like he wishes our son didn't exist. He isn't the man I thought he was. He's a stranger who only cares for himself. He needs to go. He needs to fuck off.
He had a daughter.
I'm sorry. What did you say?
Nothing. I better go.
Mike rushes off. I race after him. Mike opens the front door, but I kick it closed with my foot. What do you mean Brandon had a daughter?
Look, I shouldn't have said anything. It's not my story to tell.
Mike, who's the woman that gave birth to his daughter? Mike goes to speak, but no words come out. Okay, answer this. Why didn't you mention the daughter thing in your reports for Brandon when I was planning my evil acts?
Daughter wasn't Brandon's child. It was a con that ended with Brandon being cleaned out of his entire life savings.
I'll ask again. Why didn't I know this? Brandon walks downstairs.
Why didn't you know what? What are you two talking about?
I've just discovered you had a daughter.
Mike, I'm gonna kill you.
Mike opens the front door as Brandon races downstairs.
Okay, bye!
The front door shuts. I block Brandon's exit. What happened?
It's none of your concern.
I think it is, considering it's why you're against bonding with our son.
Fine. Let's talk in the den.
Brandon exits, and I follow him. We hope you're enjoying this episode of I've Got You. That Love podcast has over 190 episodes out now. If you'd like to help us continue making great love stories for you, please consider joining our Patreon page for a low monthly fee of $1. We also have this episode script if you'd like to read it while listening to it. The link is on the show page. Every penny of your money will go into helping us make even better content for you, the audience, to enjoy. Thank you for your kindness and have a great day. We sit on the couch.
A year after I ended our thing, someone from my past got in touch with me. The person in question was an ex of mine. We dated briefly when you and I had a break.
Okay, what's the story? What happened?
This woman claimed I was a father to her daughter.
Did you question her? What was the evidence to suggest that?
Of course I questioned it, but there was no evidence to suggest it.
Well, you're pretty stupid.
Gee, thanks.
How did she prove that you were a father to her child then?
I don't think she ever did. And at the time I was lonely. You were racing through my mind still, and I kept thinking that I made some kind of mistake. I was so confused, and my head was all over the place. I was just lost. I just didn't know what I wanted.
Except you did know what you wanted, because some tramp offered it to you, and you stupidly believed it.
Yeah, okay, maybe I wanted a family. I mean, you know my whole family history. I came from a broken home, and it seemed like life was offering me a second chance at it. So, I took it.
You took it without using your head.
Yeah, I guess I did. Anyway, about a week after this woman came into my life claiming I had a child with her, she claimed that she got evicted and needed a place to stay.
You lived with her? Wow, this gets even better. You're king stupid today.
I lived with them for about 2 weeks.
Did you think that would be your happily ever after? Because, spoiler alert, it fucking wasn't.
I honestly did think it would be.
How did you discover the con?
Well, on the morning it happened, I got called several times by my bank. They wanted to know if I could authorize some withdrawals from my account. And I did because, well, she had my bank card to pay for our house bills.
Wow! You're even more stupid than I thought you were.
Well, that day I got called 5 times. The first 4 payments were about like a small amount, but that last payment was 50 grand.
How did you authorize that? That's fucking stupid. You're smarter than that.
Well, it was an accident. I got called by my bank. It was the 5th time that day, and I thought it was, the small amounts as the other times. Anyway, I authorized it.
What happened next?
I was due to pick up my fake daughter from school. Anyway, that afternoon I went to her school only to find out.
Her mother had already picked her up, and the bitch had left town.
Bingo. I knew instantly. I called my bank, but the payments had already been transferred, and that was it. My money and my fake daughter were gone without a trace. Life just hit the crapper.
I'm sorry that happened to you. You need to know that I'm not like that woman. 1, I'm way richer than you. 2, I've shown you a DNA test results that proves you're a father to our Leo. And 3, I pause for a beat.
What?
You'll laugh.
I promise, I won't.
I care for you a lot. My affections for you go deeper than the Earth's surface. I spot him. What? Why are you laughing? I mean it. You matter to me.
No, thank you. I need to hear that today. As weird as all this is.
The front door opens. Mike enters.
Hey, are we cool? Everything chill now?
Yes, Brandon knows he's a father. He knows I would never purposely lie or hurt him. There are no longer any shackles holding him back from loving Leo. He has to make an effort with Leo. He has to be Leo's father now. Isn't that right?
Yeah, I'll admit, Leo's a pretty cute kid.
Thank you. We made him.
You should make more of him.
Dude, come on. You're not a part of this.
Oh, a buddy offers you free advice and that's suddenly a bad thing. You think you know people, and the truth is you don't. You don't know at all.
Mike exits.
Offer advice, trying to do something here, and you can't do it. Not me.
Ugh, what a dick.
I want to be Leo's dad.
Great. So tell him that.
Do you think you can lay the foundation?
You're brave enough to do it yourself.
Am I?
Yeah. What was I thinking? You're not. Brandon sits on the couch watching Shrek on Netflix. He pauses it when he sees Leo walk into the room. Brandon waves at his kid. Leo races out of the room. A beat later, I walk in with Leo. I gesture for him to walk to Brandon. Leo hides behind me. Brandon stands up.
Is his, hearing aid on?
Yeah.
Look, kid, I'm sorry for what I said.
Leo races off. Brandon looks sad.
Well, my kid hates me. Can't really blame him, though.
He doesn't hate you. I mean, well, he does. A little. But I'm sure that hate will fade.
Really? You think so?
I think so, yeah. Leo enters the room with a tennis ball. He throws it at Brandon and races off. Yikes. I'm not sure that will fade.
Yeah, well, I guess I got my work cut out then.
You really do. Mike enters.
Hey guys, Leo says he wants me to adopt him. Shall we start the process?
Get out!
What? It was a serious question.
Oh, God. My son really hates me.
Brandon covers his face with his hands.
Yeah, he sadly does. But anyhow, good luck with that.
Mike exits whistling as Brandon looks at me, concerned. And on this depressive moment, we sound out. This was I've Got You. It was voiced by me, Melanie Rose, Chakri Matsuyanan, and Jake Johnston. It was written, produced, and directed by Joao Nasita. We hope you've enjoyed this episode of I've Got You. Please leave us a review on Apple Podcasts and Spotify if you can. Also, please be sure to subscribe to the podcast on all your favorite podcast listening apps. That Love Podcast is active on Twitter at ThatLovePod and on Instagram and Facebook at ThatLovePodcast. And also, I'm a Twitch streamer, so join me there. You can find me by typing Melrose with 2 E's into Twitch. Come join me. Thank you. Bye.
Hi, I'm Emerson the God Peary. I'm the lead voice actor on That Love Podcast. Why am I the lead and a self-proclaimed god to all who worship me endlessly like lambs? Well, stats suggest my podcast episodes are the most downloaded on That Love Podcast. Another fact for you is that I'm amazing! Hence the writer Joao Nasita of That Love Podcast, fame and nothing else, keeps begging me to return to his sad, pathetic podcast. I could go on and on about why I'm amazing, but I'm bored of you and this promo. I need to get to the heart of why I'm here. I'm here to promote another surefire hit called Hello from Ireland. It stars yours truly, the one and only King of Kings, Emerson, the legend of Asgard Peary. As my character, Owen Kane, stupid name, let's just get that straight for starters. Anyway, my boring character travels from Ireland to go to Vancouver to settle his grandmother's affairs after her death. Only Kino falls in love with a pregnant woman. Sure, yeah, like that's realistic. Who writes this load of crap? Oh, I beg your pardon? Oh, you do, Joao. Hate to break this to you, but you, my friend, suck at writing. Give it up, dude. Find a new career you suck less at. Fucking begging you here. Anyway, join me soon for my brand new series, Hello from Ireland. It comes out exclusively on That Love Podcast. Thank you and goodbye. I need to search for a new career for you, Joao. Have you considered opening a lemonade stand? What? You clearly need a career. I'm sorry, I don't think you're as talented as the rest of us awesome dudes. God, why do you have to get all touchy on me? God, grow up!